What's up, guys? It is Saturday morning and I'm heading out to Camarillo to check out Marx Card's shop as well as his show. And I am joined by an old friend of mine. She's not a hinge date, not this week, maybe next week. This is Sherry Landry, and we ran into each other a couple of weeks ago outside of the Equinox here in West Hollywood. We used to work together. And so, Sherry, why are you joining me today?
Hey guys, thanks for having me, Brad. My name is Sherry Landry, as Brad said, and I used to work as a sports host here in LA. So I'm a huge sports fan. I grew up in Dallas, Texas, and obviously was a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, and still am. And I'm also a Lakers fan, so I'm really excited to check out the card show. I've never been, but I grew up looking at, cards that came in the cereal boxes or the little Topps cards, but that's all that I really know about the cards. So I'm excited to check it out today.
Awesome. Well, y'all know the drill. Welcome back.
Now let's get to work.
We have arrived safely and we're about to head into Marx Cards. Sherry, what would you like to see today?
Well, that was a pretty long drive. I must say I never leave West Hollywood, but I've got high expectations because Brad really sold me on the card show, but I'd love to see some old school Dallas Cowboy football players, if at all possible. A little bit of triplets action, a little bit of Emmett, Michael, and Troy. But maybe my budget is not quite that high, so let's see what they've got. First timer here. What is the price on that?
This card, around maybe $4,000.
Oh, $4,000?
Yeah.
What? That's crazy.
So, all right, show the card. Can she show the card? Or you?
Yeah.
So it's about a $4,000 card. And what's
that's crazy.
How much would you think that cost?
20?
$20?
Well, this I'm gonna buy for $5.
Doesn't have his autograph.
That's true.
It's probably like 19 million.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is out of 75 as well. There's only 75 of this.
Wow. Can I see the back? What's on the back? That's crazy. It's signed?
Yeah.
Where? Oh, there. Oh, okay. Okay, $4,000. So that's a little bit more than what I've budgeted for today. So I think I found my first card that I'm going to purchase for $5. Bo Jackson. Kids, if you don't know who Bo Jackson is, check out the 30 for 30. He is a pretty special athlete, one of a kind. Really wish I could have seen what he could have been. But I'm going to support the high school wrestling team with my purchase, $5. I'm actually pretty stoked to find this card because it reminds me of my childhood and when I first started looking at cards. I actually went to an Auburn game about 3 years ago and Bo Jackson was there on the sideline, so it was pretty cool. But this also reminds me of the famous photo he took with a football shoulder pads, and he has a baseball bat, and I'm hoping we can find that photo here.
Guys, I found the steal of the show. Check this out.
I'll take one. It's fine.
2-for-1 candy. But check this out. Look what's in here. We got USDA organic chocolates, 2 for $1. That's a steal.
Okay, this next card I found was CeeDee Lamb of the Dallas Cowboys. Now I like him. He went to OU, so Boomer Sooner. And I've got high hopes for him this season, but $30, I'm not sure if I'm ready to commit $30 just yet. I'm in the $5 to $10 range today.
What do you like here?
Kobe. Tim Duncan. T-Mac. And more Kobe. Yes, more Kobe.
Sherry found a couple of free cards. What'd you find, Sherry?
I found Dak Prescott, and then I found the legendary Barry Sanders. Where are these free?
So these cards are free because they're very generous here. Boosted LA. Very generous dude. But also a lot of cards, most cards are going to be overprinted. They're not going to be rare. They're going to be random years. They're not going to be cards that people really want to have in their collection. So the least amount of people that want to own the card, the cheaper they're going to be. Make sense?
Yep, makes sense. And free is definitely in the budget. So far, I'm having a really good time as a sports fan. There's something for everybody here. So far, I've got 3 cards for $5. Can't beat it. It's so much fun looking at these old cards, looking at athletes from my childhood, and it's kind of nostalgic. So I'm really excited to see what's inside in the store. So let's check it out. All right, guys, I found another card that I liked, John Elway. Back when I was a kid, I had a John Elway little Nintendo touchdown game. That was pretty cool. So this, again, reminds me of my childhood. But the price tag says $3, and all I have is $2 left. So let's see if I have some negotiation skills that, can get me this card. All I have is $2.
$2, okay.
$2. What can you do?
Let's see. I can do $2. You got it.
Man, you're good.
Yeah, man, you got a hard bargain. You pulled a fast one on me on that one.
That's because the real business is coming next. He's like, don't delay the real business right behind us.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Finesse. All right, so we're still in search of the iconic Bo Jackson card, but I came across some interesting cards that I liked. I used to live in San Diego, and so I found Mr. San Diego, Tony Gwynn. These are, this is a game-worn jersey chopped up and bits and pieces of game-used bat chopped up. So depending on the price of these, I may up the budget. How do you set the price for somebody here? If you purchase this card at $12,000, how do you negotiate that with a buyer, potential buyer?
Because the comps are pretty obvious on a card like this, right? If you look up on eBay, you look up the card, this card probably sells 4 or 5 times a week. So the value is pretty set in stone, right? And so normally if you want to move a card, you're probably going to price it pretty aggressively. And then depending on the negotiation, you'll be able to kind of get a good idea of how much room do they have on this specific card, right? So, I mean, that's kind of usually the way it goes. Some people are a little bit more firm, and then some people are like, oh, okay, you know what? I have another card in mind that I want here at the show. So I'm going to probably give a little bit more room here than usual so I can get liquid. By liquid, I mean getting cash or getting funds and then moving them into this other card. So when you do this enough, and you talk to enough people, you negotiate with enough dealers, you'll start to kind of recognize a pattern, right? But that comes after like a ton of watching like videos, understanding the way like negotiations work and stuff like that. But with experience, it comes. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask a silly question. These are trading cards. Do you ever trade?
Oh, trading happens more than actual buying.
Really?
Yeah. Like what's happening now, like especially with like the shift in the hobby where a few months ago, like the market was at its all-time peak. I mean, a lot of these cards were like over 100K. People were spending money like crazy. It came down a lot. So when the market kind of pulls back, it goes from buying to trading a little bit more. Trading is much more common anyway because for obvious reasons, people don't want to have to pull out of money of their own, like, bank account. But if you're getting a really good deal on it, you'd rather spend cash because you could flip it really quickly, right? But I'd say personally, trading happens more than actual like buying. But trading is a big opportunity too because if I'm trading into a card or I'm asking for trade value, I'm going to be a little bit higher on it than I would be if I was asking cash, right? So that's how you make your margin there is, okay, you know what? I'll take this card at 10K trade value. because I'm gonna need to move it at a number a little bit lower in order to get cashed out of it, right? That's the way that works. Is trade value. For instance, on a card like this, I'd probably ask for like 17, 18 trade rather than 15, 16 cash. Right.
King, man.
Right. So just finding little deals like that, trade wise, it makes sense for the dealer because now I have a buyer for this card at a higher number than what I'm previously getting with this person. So it all makes sense. You kind of like, dive in and talk to enough people, right?
Yeah. So interesting.
Oh yeah, it's definitely, it's addicting too, because there's opportunity everywhere. I mean, now like F1 stuff is starting to like heat up. It's still like a smaller market, but because like new product is coming out like very quickly, a lot of like higher end people are chasing after the Lewis Hamiltons and Verstappens, people like that. There's a market for tennis, there's a market for golf, there's a market for swimming, wrestling, everything. So whatever your niche is, yeah.
So being a newbie to this, what is a card I should be on the lookout for?
What's your budget? Say your budget too.
The budget is under $100.
Under $100.
Not here per se.
No. Honestly, that's.
You haven't even
For
been in
a
that range in a long
A
time.
newbie getting
I mean,
into
if you
the
can
game,
get like,
aka
like
myself.
the main. I call it like pretty much the main guys I think that are easiest to move are pretty much right now Mahomes, Kobe, LeBron, Jordan, Brady. And if you can get like lower numbered, for instance, like these are 10s, but there's 8s, there's 7s out there. You can probably get them around the number that you're looking for, and those are if a card is recognizable, even if it's low grade, it'll move quick.
All right, guys, we're about to head home from Camarillo, and I wanted to get Sherry's take on her first sports card experience. Sherry, how'd you like it?
It was a lot of fun, but we were unsuccessful in locating that Bo Jackson scorecard. But I was successful in finding Michael Irvin, the playmaker, and a couple of other cheap but fun finds. So it was a lot of fun for this first timer, and hopefully Brad invites me back, or I can come on my own.
Well, we'll see what the viewers think. If this video gets a lot of likes and shares, then I'll bring her back. If not, then I'm just gonna can it. So oh, if only I was joking. Oh, Sherry, our love holds on.